we are pleased now to welcome in USL Super League President Amanda Vandervort. This is ahead of the opening match day of the inaugural season of the Super League. Amanda, welcome in. This is a big week for you. How are your nerves right now?
You know what? I was on a flight back to Tampa last night, and I was just reflecting on what a journey it's been launching the USL Super League. My nerves are good to go. We're excited. We're ready. Our teams are ready to kick off, and we couldn't be more excited about the inaugural weekend coming up.
We're so excited for you. Amanda, can you take us through how this came about, the inception of it? Can you just take us through the process of how this started for you?
Yeah, well, I've been at the USL for 3 years, so I started really in earnest building the Super League in 2021. But it's been a vision of Alec Papadakis and the USL for over a decade here. So women's professional soccer, bringing the women's game to more communities across the United States is part of the ethos of the USL, and really being, community driven and being a league that really thrives on more opportunities in soccer. So the USL Super League, finally now in our inaugural season, bringing that to life is, for me, it's a dream come true.
It feels like a long but fulfilling process that you have been able to go on. When you think back to the first steps you took to create this inaugural league, what advice would you give yourself then that you know now?
I think, that's an interesting question. I think be confident in what I know. I think for me personally, I've had a journey in soccer. I've worked in all different kind of fields of the game, whether it's the player union side, whether it's executive management. I used to do social media as my job, and I was a player and a coach, and kind of now bringing all that together to launch the USL Super League. It's like, be confident in the knowledge and experience that you've gathered to get to this point, and always do right by the players and the fans.
Now, Amanda, can you walk us through the decision to shoot for D1 status instead of remaining at D2? What was the overarching decision-making behind that?
Oh, yeah, we're confident in our standards really across the USL Super League and delivering the best experience for, like I said, for the players and fans. And if you go back and you think about what's your core drive for us, we want to be a global leader in the women's game, and we have all the confidence that the USL Super League will deliver on that. And so for us, being at the Division I level was an easy decision that we took, both with the league office and our ownership groups who were committed to that standard.
Amanda, as a former player, I've never gone through a fall season that goes into the winter. How are you guys going to balance the fall to spring schedule and, in certain markets where the weather can be a really, really big factor in those months? What's the solution to, making sure the players and the fields are great for them?
Yeah, it's really not that much different. We'll play in November and half of December. Our fall schedule ends December 14th. So what we've done is heavied up on the southern markets in those kind of colder seasons, colder months. And then when the weather's great up north in those summer months, get you out of some of the hotter temperatures. So luckily at the USL, because we have an established infrastructure that also includes a lot of men's teams that we control the majority of our venue schedules, we're able to navigate that in most cases across the league. So for us, the decision to go on the international calendar was largely to be part of the global professionalization of the game and lead through our vision to be a leader in that space. And so, navigating a new soccer schedule for us felt like a challenge, but something that was easy to do given our infrastructure, and something that we thought, again, that the players and fans deserved, that international calendar.
Now, Amanda, obviously you have a ton of experience in this realm, and you have seen the history of the multiple women's leagues in this country, some success and some not. How did that history shape the founding of the USL Super League?
Yeah, I would say first, we have great respect and admiration for all the leagues, all the people who've been involved in women's soccer before us. the players, the coaches, the administrators, the investors, the staff. Like I think we're lucky to be at this moment in women's sports that's on this incredible trajectory. And I think we owe a lot to the people who've come before us. So that's been a big piece of it. And we've taken learnings along the way from all of those leagues. And I think that's what's going to make us the strongest and make us better, is taking all of those insights and all of those learnings and using them to build a league for the future. We're building a generational league here that we expect, to survive the players' kids that are the players we have now, their kids into the future. And that's how we're thinking about this project, is about a long-term, sustainable women's professional soccer league at the highest standard. And we're incredibly proud to be delivering that in our inaugural season.
Amanda, there is also a USL W League that there's been talks about how that can hopefully feed some players into the Super League. So can you walk us through the relationship between all the different levels of USL leagues?
Yeah, well, we're really good at running leagues. The USL operates both men's and women's professional soccer leagues across 43 men's professional teams and now 8 women's professional teams, and a series of amateur leagues and teams below that. But let me just focus on the women. The Super League is our Division I professional league. Below that, we have the W League. We have 80 teams in the W League. And below that, we have an academy system. Now, how it all links together is really important. Today, we have about 30% of the players in the Super League have experience in the USL W League. So that's a demonstration. That today is already proof in the pudding that the W League has impacted the future of professional soccer in this country. And then our academy players, actually under 18 academy players, up to 5 of them, can feature on your Super League team or be in those training environments and really have the opportunity to experience professional soccer, as they're developing and growing and deciding what their future career path is. So from the academy through the W League up to the Super League, it's all interconnected and really focused on, what elite players need at different steps of their player development.
Man, I love that. It gives a lot of opportunity to the players, a lot of ability to grow within the league. We need more of that. Kudos to you. I want to know, after all of this, the inception of the league, it's now starting this weekend. What is success to you at the end of year 1? What does that look like to you?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I'll go back to kind of what I said at the beginning, players and fans. So we want to build we have immediate success and long-term sustainability. But at the end of year 1, if our players have had a great experience and the fans have had a great experience, they're going to come back and they're going to give us the feedback and knowledge to make this league even better. So it's about experience really for us and bringing more professional women's soccer to more opportunities. The fans today, the excitement here in Tampa for the game on Sunday is off the charts. Our league office is in Tampa. So, you hear people out on the streets talking about how excited they are. And to me, that energy, that excitement for people who've never had women's professional sports in this city and now being able to deliver that, we need to make sure the experience is excellent. And that's year 1.
I don't want to jump too far ahead of us because I'm excited for the opening weekend and all of what year 1 is going to bring for you. But what does your 5-year plan look like for this league?
Yeah, well, we talk a lot and work a lot on our expansion strategy and how we're going to build the Super League into the future. We do have a lot. There's so much interest in professional women's sports and professional women's soccer right now. And the conversations that we're having across the country have been incredible. So we're looking forward to developing that expansion strategy along with our ownership groups to make sure that we get, we need to get some West Coast expansion, fill in the footprint, and navigate the growth of this league again to long-term sustainability. So we talk a lot about that for our 5-10-year vision and plan, and then continuing to grow the fan base. So, year 1 is about creating a great experience. So next year, people want to bring their friends. And by year 5, there's a line out the door waiting for tickets.
All right, now, Amanda, obviously we have a new women's national team coach. Emma Hayes just led the national team to the Olympic gold. You have a personal relationship with her. Tell us about your experience with Emma Hayes, the person.
You know what? I love that you asked me this question. I met Emma probably in 2002 when she was the head coach of the Long Island Lady Riders. in the USL W League. She won Coach of the Year. What a throwback, right? She was the Coach of the Year that year as the youngest head coach in the USL W League. And we were both coaching in New York, Region 1 ODP, and we were doing some recruiting trips together. And I just knew at that moment what a special human being she was. I could see the connection that she had with her players. She's taught me so much about how to read the game, how to understand, all the elements that go into the soccer, like coaching a game, but also managing a game and managing people. So she's a remarkable person. I've been lucky to have a front row, to her growth through the years, and we've supported each other in our careers. So to see her and the U.S. women's national team win a gold medal last weekend was like one of the most exhilarating and proud moments I could ever imagine.
Oh, that's so cool to hear about your relationship. And now she gets to watch you starting a new league and take it off the ground. One more question for you, Amanda, before we let you go. Ahead of this inaugural weekend, fans are going to hear about a lot of these teams, show up to games, see things on social media. What do you want USL Super League fans to know ahead of opening match day?
Oh, I want them to know that that experience matters. I mean, I really will continue to, we want their feedback. We want to know, what the environment's like in the stadiums, because we want them to come back. We want them to help shape the experience with us. I think we're all in this game together growing it. I mean, you guys too, right? And everyone watching this, we're all part of this game together and making sure that everyone's voices are heard, whether that's singing your heart out in the stadium or, giving us feedback along the way to make it a better experience for everyone. So for us, we're all growing this game together. I'm thankful and grateful for everyone who's joining this journey with us. Everyone who shows up at a game, thank you. And let's do this thing together.
Amanda, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck, especially this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.